most important person on this Cowboys team moving forward? I guess let's remove Dak out of this since, being the quarterback, but the one player you think everything sort of centers around that as he goes, this team goes.
Micah Parsons had a phenomenal game as a second-year pass rusher last night. Talking to Dan Quinn during the week, one of the things they wanted to do with Tom Brady was they wanted to be less predictable on defense. And so they went back to using Micah Parsons in a way they really hadn't over the previous 2 months. They had pretty much just lined him up at defensive end and let him, rush the edge. They weren't using him as an off-the-ball linebacker and rushing him from various spots on the defense. Dan Quinn went back to that last night with the purpose in mind of making Brady make his reads after he got the ball in his hands and not determining where he was going pre-snap, sort of slowing him down and allowing the Cowboys pass rush more time to influence the game.
I didn't understand the philosophy for a large stretch of the season by using him on the edge. I as a quarterback, I would want to make sure I find him. If I know he's over here, okay, now I can plan accordingly. It's when I don't know where. I mean, the brilliance of Lawrence Taylor was I didn't know where he was, and he could line up in a variety of places. To me, that felt like, why would you move away from that philosophy to begin with?
Well, I think they kind of got trapped into putting him at defensive end just because they really didn't have opposite DeMarcus Lawrence another, consistent pass rusher. I mean, Dorrance Armstrong has had a really great season and justified the front office's decision to move on from Randy Gregory, although they did try to sign Randy Gregory, who walked away at the last minute. But I think they felt like they needed three great edge players to have a consistent rush throughout the game. And so I think that's why they got caught in that. I mean, he's obviously an incredible rusher with a lot of moves and unbelievable quickness. But overall, I think they came to the realization that the way that Micah Parsons can best affect the whole game is to play him at linebacker and then give him rushes off the edge. And so I don't know what the numbers turned out last night, but I know in week one when they played the Bucs, he had 2 sacks on Tom Brady, and he played like 40 snaps as an end, 21 snaps as a linebacker. And then over the 8 games going into last night, Dan, he only had like 19 total snaps at linebacker. I don't know what the numbers turned out to be last night, but I know Dan went into it wanting 15 to 20% of Micah Parsons snaps to be at linebacker.